Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when we feel like 8 o'clock. And I'm going to be giving you some updates on what offers we have for Johnny Gaudreau and the final offer for William Nylander. But not now. No, because we're going to start some more scuttlebutt around here. I love that word. By the way, I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe and the bell. It helps the channel a lot. And it's just good fun to do. Just try it. Subscribe, bell. Do it real fast. See how fast you can do it. Anyways. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about is, I'm not going to be telling you anything here. I have my theories. But I want to know what you think. That's the most important thing. I'm going to be spreading this around the Facebook land. You're listening to it on YouTube. I want to hear your comments down there. I want you to tell me if you would be interested with your team, or where do you think Taylor Hall will go this offseason. Will he sign back in Arizona? Will he go to a different team? Would you like him on your team? What would your team offer in order to acquire his rights to get that extra year? Now, a lot of people don't know this. I'm sure most of you do. But if you want to get a free agent, if somebody owns the rights of that free agent, they can give that free agent an 8-year contract. If that free agent decides to go into unrestricted free agency, the person who owns his rights can offer an 8-year. Nobody else can. So they have to offer a 7-year contract. It's sort of what that sort of thing has happened several times with different players, and they've gotten more money on 7 years in order to go there. So my question to you, in fact, I believe that was Bobrovsky did 10 million at 7 years, and they basically added in the extra money to appease him so he could get the same amount of money in 7 years. You get what I'm saying? Very difficult to do. So if Arizona doesn't seem to be able to come to an agreement with Taylor Hall, then somebody could trade for his rights if they believe that they can offer him that 8th year, and that can be enough motivation for him to sign there rather than maybe some other place he would like to sign. Big rumor is Calgary. You'd like to go to Calgary. Is your team willing to say the Philadelphia Flyers or Pittsburgh Penguins or whatever team you have, or whatever team you can think of, would they be willing to give up a 2nd-round pick or a 3rd-round pick to get his rights so they can give him that extra year and the motivation to stay with your team? If I'm Taylor Hall, right? Let's say I'm Taylor Hall. I know that's hard for you to image right now. But if I were Taylor Hall, if I was in his situation, say I'm going to just throw a team out there, the Carolina Hurricanes, what the heck, just for the sake of argument, said, gave up their 3rd-round pick, and I scurry my butt over to Carolina, and Carolina goes, okay, I'll tell you what. I know this isn't necessarily the place you were looking to live. You want to live in Alberta. But we have your rights now. And the Calgary Flames are only going to be able to offer you 7 years. So the Calgary Flames now, if they wanted him, would, if they wanted to do so, would have to offer him $9 million for, say they offer him $9 million for 7 years. And Carolina's like, we'll give you $9 million for 8 years. So now Taylor Hall has to throw $9 million away to go play in Alberta. Now, if I'm him, I got to think long and hard about that. I know $9 million for 7 years is still $63 million, plenty to live off of. But you've got children, you've got family members. $9 million is $9 million friggin' dollars. I don't care what you say. The difference between 63 and 72 is a lot. And it certainly makes it difficult, a little more difficult for you to make that decision on what thing you're going to do. Let's say you want to give $4.5 million each to your family members or other family members, or, there's lots. Sure, it's a lot of money, but there's a lot of giving that can be done in a family with $9 million. You understand what I'm saying? So anyways, would your team be willing to do so? There's a lot of reasons I'm hearing a lot of people, and I'm going to be posting these comments eventually, and I'm going to post your comments, especially if you put them in the comment section of this YouTube. Very much so. Those have greater value than the ones on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook friends, but they do. But if you have good stuff on Facebook, I'll post it as well. There's a lot of people that say, I've heard a lot of people say, I was talking to one Calgary guy, says that they don't want Taylor Hall. He's a cancer in the room. Do you believe he's a cancer in the room? Have you heard all of these things? I've heard some scuttlebutt about that, but I'm not going to talk about it here. So the question right now is, would you take Taylor Hall if you could offer him a third pick and put him on your team? If you were the Ottawa Senators, say, that'd be an interesting thing. If you are the Minnesota Wild, for instance, could use a guy like that. I mean, just about all teams, almost all teams can use a point-a-game player on the left wing like Taylor Hall. Would your team be willing to do it? Why or why not? What would you offer and what have you? Make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate. There's something else people ask me. They say, well, who is this guy? Why does it matter what he says? Well, that's like asking yourself, who are you and why does it matter what you say? I've been studying hockey my whole life. I have BPAL picks. It's a gambling service that I provide for people, and people make a lot of money off my channel. I may not know everything about hockey, but I know enough to make a lot of people money off of hockey. And I love the game. And there's also something else I know. Some of the best hockey minds I've talked to, or at least my personal favorite hockey minds, aren't working for Sportsnet. They're not hockey writers necessarily, although I've met some great hockey writers like Joe Borek, and I'm going to be doing Jamie Basco tomorrow, and several other great hockey writers, Anthony Chiarelli, and on, David Staples. But just the guys in the comment section I talk to all the time have great insight and knowledge of the game, and you're one of those people. So don't ask me who I am. Who are you? Tell me your big brain and what you see in the game. It matters. It really does. Have a great day, everybody. And lots of love to you.